David Manne's latest High Court battle against the government's immigration policies is underway in Canberra. The human rights lawyer who successfully scuttled the Malaysia solution last year is part of a team challenging the indefinite detention of a Sri Lankan refugee. The outcome of the case could affect more than 50 other refugees in the same situation in Australian detention centres, and it's being closely watched by the legal fraternity, as Amy Bainbridge reports from Canberra.
David Manne cut a solitary figure on his way to the High Court, but behind him is the same legal team that punctured the government's Malaysia solution last year.
Certainly there's been plenty of work and plenty of late hours on what's a very urgent case where the court has brought the matter on very urgently. It's now in the hands of the court and we'll just have to wait and see.
This case involves a 36-year-old Sri Lankan man who boarded a boat in Indonesia which was intercepted by Australian Customs in 2009. Court documents explain the man was detained first on Christmas Island and then in Melbourne and was deemed to be a refugee. But he's also been given an adverse ASIO security assessment. That means he can't get a visa here and can't return home. His lawyers told the court he is a citizen of Sri Lanka with a well-founded fear of persecution from the government or other groups. Documents submitted to the High Court show the government has tried to resettle the Sri Lankan man in 11 other countries. Central to the legal argument for the plaintiff is whether he can still be lawfully detained if there's no real prospect of resettlement in another country. Lawyers are also questioning whether the Migration Act permits Australia to effectively deport him.
Our client is a refugee who's been found by Australia to be owed protection obligations and therefore can't be removed from Australia in the way that the government says he can, and that in that context that he is unlawfully detained.
The legal team is also asking the High Court to revisit a 2004 case which found indefinite detention is lawful. Then Kuwaiti-born Ahmed Ali Al-Kateb brought his case against the head of the Immigration Department and lost.
Here the issues are slightly different in that, at least in Mr Al-Kateb's case, his contest with the government was over, whereas in this case the people are truly contesting the adverse security assessments that have been made by ASIO, but they don't know why it is that they have been found to be risks and therefore why they are in detention.
Lawyers representing the Sri Lankan are also arguing the man has been denied procedural fairness because ASIO served him with an adverse security assessment without a chance to know the allegations or defend himself. Documents submitted by the defence team say during an interview the man had ample opportunity to defend himself against allegations he was an intelligence officer with the Liberation Tamil Tigers of Elam, or LTTE. The defence also argues that for ASIO to disclose issues relevant to a security assessment, it would require ASIO to expose its assessments of Australia's security vulnerabilities to the very people most likely to exploit that information to damage Australia's national security. This case is being watched closely by the legal fraternity.
This is a very important case in the High Court. This case is coming at an important time. The High Court really is being asked to make very crucial decisions about the futures of not just the people who are before the court, but approximately 50 other people who are in the same category.
Amy Bainbridge, Late Line.